SCP-049 Plague Doctor. This is my second SCP video. I heard this is a classic. So let's go.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be studying today is SCP-49. Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-49 is contained within a standard secure humanoid containment cell in Research Sector 2 at Site 19. SCP-49 must be sedated before any attempts to transport it. During transport, SCP-49 must be...
SCP? Like, really? Do you just give it horse tranquilizer?
Secured within a Class 3 humanoid restriction harness, including a locking collar and extension restraints, and monitored by no fewer than 2 armed guards. While SCP-49 is generally cooperative with most Foundation personnel, outbursts or sudden changes in behavior are to be met with elevated force. Under no circumstances should any personnel come into direct contact with SCP-49 during these outbursts. In the event SCP-49 becomes aggressive, the application of lavender, L. multifida, has been shown to produce a calming effect.
She likes lavender? I actually don't like lavender scents. Fun fact, the word for lavender in Romania is the same word for bat. So when I think of lavenders, I think of bats.
On the entity. Once calmed, SCP-49 generally becomes compliant and will return to containment with little resistance. In order to facilitate the ongoing containment of SCP-49, the entity is to be provided with a corpse of a recently deceased animal, typically a bovine or other large mammal, once every 2 weeks for study. Corpses that become instances of SCP-49-2 are to be removed from SCP-49's
So yeah, because like once an SCP, like a part of them. So I assume SCP-49-2 is like they become monsters or something. I assume we'll definitely see what SCP-49-2 is. But yeah, it's interesting. It's a Plague Doctor reference. Real Plague Doctors had lavender inside their masks. Oh, I didn't know that.
Containment cell and incinerated. SCP-49 is no longer permitted to interact with human subjects, and requests for human subjects are to be denied. Temporary Containment Procedure Update. See Addendum 40...
So it just wants to like operate on subjects, is that it?
9.3. Per Containment Committee Order 049.S19.17.1, SCP-49 is no longer permitted to interact directly with any members of Foundation staff, nor is it to be provided with any additional corpses to be used in its surgeries. This order shall persist indefinitely, until such time a consensus regarding the ongoing containment of SCP-49 can be reached. Description: SCP-49 is a humanoid entity, roughly 1.
Oh no, PP, this is Kiwi. Don't worry, I'll hold your hand. People used to think that bad stink carry diseases, so that was their way of protecting Plague Doctors. Damn, that's so fucking stupid. It's the other way around, stupid medieval people. The reason why they start smelling bad is because they're diseased, not the other way around. Yeah, okay.
0.9 meters in height.
1.9 meters! Oh my god, suddenly he's so attractive to me for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I just can't control myself. Oh my god. And all of a sudden, this SCP, he's just so hot. 1.9 meters. Oh, wow. You're deceased? I'm a vampire, bro.
Bears the appearance of a medieval plague doctor. While SCP-49 appears to be wearing thick robes, and the ceramic mask indicative of that profession, the garments instead seem to have grown out of SCP-49's body over time, and are now nearly indistinguishable from whatever form is beneath them. X-rays indicate that despite this, SCP-49 does have a humanoid skeletal structure beneath its outer layer. SCP-49 is capable of speech in a variety of languages, though it tends to prefer English or medieval French. While SCP-49 is generally cordial and cooperative with Foundation staff, it can become easily irritated or at times outright aggressive if it feels that it is in the presence of what it calls the pestilence. Although
so he just wants to cure people. He's just a nice guy, even though he talks French, which is like the worst. You know, yeah. Ew, French. Hi, elder killing. Please don't spam if I miss a message. This Tassis pill, this would cure all diseases. Points to a reptile. That is indestructible. Hug that slime if you feel down. Schedule a meeting with God. Oh my god, are you skitzing out? Are you schizoing out? What? No, speaking French makes it based. Wow. Wow, dude. Wow. He's a nice guy who's 190 centimeters. No, he's... Yeah. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Exact nature of this pestilence is currently unknown to Foundation researchers. It does seem to be an issue of immense concern to SCP-49. SCP-49 will become hostile with individuals it sees as being affected by the pestilence, often having to be restrained should it encounter such. If left unchecked, SCP-49 will generally attempt to kill any such individual.
That's not very
SCP-49 is capable of causing all...
That's not very doctor of you, Plague Doctor. That's not very Plague Doctor.
All biological functions of an organism to cease through direct skin contact. How this occurs is...
Whoa, so if it touches you, it's like a rogue from X-Men.
Currently unknown, and autopsies of SCP-49's victims have invariably been inconclusive. SCP-49 has expressed frustration or remorse after these killings, indicating that they have done little to kill the pestilence, though will usually seek to perform a crude surgery on the corpse using the implements contained within a black doctor's bag it carries on its person at all times.
That's aura.
While these surgeries are not always successful, they often result in the creation of instances of SCP-49-2.
Yeah. I'm curious about the SCP-49 too. You know?
SCP-49-2 instances are reanimated corpses that have been operated on by SCP-49.
Zombies!
These instances do not seem to retain any of their prior memories or mental functions, having only basic motor skills and response mechanisms. While these instances are generally inactive, moving very little, and in a generally ambulatory fashion, they can become extremely aggressive if provoked, or if directed to by SCP-49. SCP-49-2 instances express active biological functions, though these are vastly different from currently understood human physiology. Despite these alterations, SCP-49 often remarks that the subjects have been cured.
Damn, so he thinks he's saving them. Do you think, is the possibility that an SCP was a... No, actually, do you know? Because probably you guys know. Is there any instance where a human became an SCP later? You know? Or is that our SCP just purely outside of human world, you know? Yes, because I think he might be one of those. I think he probably was a dude before. You know, I feels like it's going that way.
Addendum 49.1 Discovery. SCP-49 was discovered during the investigation of a series of unknown disappearances in the town of Montauban in southern France.
Oh, he is French. Oh, let's swap the video.
During a raid on a local home, investigators found several instances of SCP-49-2 as well as SCP-49. While law enforcement personnel engaged the hostile 49-2 instances, SCP-49 was noted as watching the engagement and taking notes in its journal. After all of the 49-2 instances were dispatched, SCP-49 willingly entered Foundation custody. The following interview was conducted by Dr. Raymond Ham during the initial investigation.
They talked to it. Best SCP ever. Okay, dude. Yeah, thank God he's locked up.
Interviewer, Dr. Raymond Ham, Site 85. Interviewee, SCP-049. Playing log, now.
Alors, comment devrions-nous commencer?
Oh my God, he's actually talking in French. I have to traduce this because my big ass is covering the text, and normally this wouldn't matter, but
Introduction.
So then how should we begin an introduction?
Is that French? Can we get a translator?
The King's English. No need for translation, sir. I can speak it well enough.
Good. My name is Dr. Raymond Ham, and I...
A doctor. A like-minded individual, no doubt. Wherein is your speciality, sir?
He is kind of hot, and I'm not only saying that because he's a meter 90.
Cryptobiology. Why?
A medical man, such as myself. Wonders abound. And here, I worried I had been abducted by common street thugs. This place, then, this is your laboratory. I had wondered, as clean as it is, and with such little trace of the pestilence here.
The pestilence? What do you mean?
The scourge. The great dying. Come now. You know
Maybe it's actually a plague doctor from the times that got SCP-fied, and now he's just, like, obsessed with, like, solving it. He's tall, handsome, and deep voice, and he has a mask. Okay, I don't have a thing. I don't have a thing.
What is it they call it? No matter. The pestilence, yes. It abounds outside these walls, So many have succumbed, and many more will continue to, until such time as a perfect cure can be developed. Fortunately, I am very close. It is my duty in life to rid the world of it, you see. The cure to
He's
end all
nice.
cures.
When you say the great dying, are you talking about the bubonic plague?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, he doesn't know because he's from that time, and in that time they didn't have a name for it. Like, that's the name we gave to it right after, studying history, right?
I see. Right, well, the entities our agents encountered at the house, they were dead when you encountered them, yes? You reanimated them.
In a manner of speaking, you see things too simply, Doctor. Expand your horizons. Life and death. Sickness and health. These are amateur terms for amateur physicians. There is only one ailment that exists in the world of men, and that is the pestilence, and nothing else. Make no mistake, they were very ill. All of them.
You think you cured those people?
Indeed. My cure is most effective.
Damn. He sounds like he's speaking finished, and I actually haven't finished, and I got it right here. Hello, guys. It is me, the doctor. Why do I have no aura? He has so much aura. I have no aura. I'm gonna move myself here because I don't think he's gonna change the images for this one. So you can see the text at least.
But the things we recovered were not human.
Yes, well, it is not a perfect cure, but that will come with time and further experimentation.
Yeah, give him some
I have spent
time.
a lifetime developing my methods, Dr. Ham, and will spend a lifetime more if necessary. Now, we have wasted too much time. There is work to do. I will require a laboratory of my own, one where I can continue my research unimpeded. And assistance, of course, though I can provide those on my own. In time.
I don't think our organization would be willing to...
Nonsense. We are all men of science. Fetch your coat and show me to my quarters, Doctor. Our work begins
He's just pointing the guy that kidnapped him around.
now.
Interviewer's note. While SCP-49 is capable of communicating in a very human way, there is a strange sense of unease that one experiences when in its presence. Make no mistake, there is something very uncanny about this entity indeed. Additionally, we've confiscated that pointed stick that SCP-49 keeps waving around. Part of this was due to standard confiscation protocols for the possession of anomalies, and part because 49 really is a menace, swinging it around like he does. The entity was displeased at first, but after we made some
Oh, his aura though! Think about his aura! No! They call him a menace. That's so cute, isn't it? Literally called him a menace. Doctors like this is why I give an apple on the holster of my belt. Oh, that's smart. That's smart, dude. That's SCP-49 thinks it's healing you, not hurting you still. Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know, you know. Dude. I'm coming between a man and pointy stick. Exactly. Happy P from La Peru. Hi, Jake. Welcome. We're watching a video about SCP-49, the Plague Doctor.
sessions in providing it with test subjects, which are admittedly more for the benefit of our own research, it warmed up to the idea. Addendum 49.2 Observation Log. While in containment at Site-19, SCP-49 has spent a considerable amount of time studying and performing surgery on the various mammalian corpses.
Okay, but what if they... Guys, what if they took SCP-49... And guys, listen to this. Listen, this is important. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this, guys. What if they make him perform surgery and, you know, and they give him a grape? How would that go? Does anyone remember this meme? It was big in my time. It was big in my time. Back in my day, doing surgery on a grape was big. Okay, it was big.
Had been provided. SCP-49 will routinely spend several days performing surgery, and then, regardless of whether or not the corpse becomes an instance of SCP-49-2, spending several more days documenting its findings in a thick leather journal stored within its doctor's bag. SCP-49 will often seek to share its findings with members of Foundation staff. The following is a
cooperative
log of several occasions during which SCP-49 was observed operating on a mammalian corpse. Observational Log 49.OL.1 Summary. Subject SCP-49. Preface. A test subject, D-85-123, was introduced into SCP-49's containment cell. The entity expressed sincere gratitude towards all members of the containment and research staff. Observation notes, SCP-49 began by asking
Wait, they gave him a real living man? They gave him a breathing man? What the hell? That's Foundation? Foundation?
5123 several standard medical questions as it began removing tools from its bag. Shortly after finishing its preparations, SCP-49 quickly closed the distance between the two, killing the subject with a touch to its throat. Afterwards, SCP-49 made a number of considerable alterations to the basic structure of the subject's corpse, often introducing fluids from within its bag into the subject by way of a hand-powered pump and copper tubing. The resulting 49-2 instance became animated, flailing and grasping at the walls of the chamber with a number of manufactured limbs.
He has like the blue goo. He has the blue goo from Hollow Knight, you know? And Silksong. D-class personnel tend to be death row inmates. That's crazy. It's also crazy that they treat them as personnel. D-85,123.
While moaning out of an oblong orifice now present in its sternum. During this time, SCP-49 was observed taking notes of the instance in its journal and remarking to the watching research staff about the efficacy of its cure. Security personnel entered the chamber to move SCP-49 back to containment and were attacked by the instance. The security team dispatched the 49-2 instance, and SCP-49 returned to containment with no resistance.
So he doesn't care if you kill his, like, zombies.
Stating that it was pleased with the results. Observational Log 49.0L.2 Summary. Subject: SCP-49. Preface: SCP-49 was provided the corpse of a recently deceased goat. SCP-49 expressed gratitude at the provision.
No, they got LeBron.
Observation notes. SCP-49 operated on the goat corpse for several days, eventually resulting in an instance of SCP-49-2. SCP-49 expressed pleasure in this outcome, though admitted the disease was still in its nascent stage. My veterinarian practice is rudimentary, but the patient responded well to the procedure. Observational Log 49.0L.3 Summary. Subject: SCP-49. Preface: SCP-49 was provided the corpse of a recently deceased orangutan.
Monkey, no!
SCP-49 expressed noted gratitude at the provision due to the similarities between the orangutan and common human physiology. Observation notes. SCP-49 spent several days operating on the orangutan.
Maybe the disease is mortality. But then I feel like it wouldn't make sense just because it says that the doctor is seen to be aggressive only against people he sees as infected. And I feel like if he saw mortality as a disease, he would lash out at every human because every human dies, right? You know? Wait, Volga is the canon voice for SCP-49? Yo! He sounds hot when he does the voice, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Welcome!
Reanimating it several times. However, SCP-49 appeared to be discontent with the results it experienced, returning to the creature 3 times after its initial reanimation for additional work. After it was unable to reanimate the corpse a 5th time, SCP-49 turned the corpse over to Foundation staff for incineration, stating, "I have learned so much from this, though I fear my early optimism was misplaced. I hadn't yet come across such a stumbling block on my road to the cure. More subjects like this would do a great deal in advancing my research."
So he wants more monkey. Maybe they were close to dying? I don't know. Maybe, I mean, it could be people that just have like regular human diseases. Like, it could be like any person that has like as much as like a, I don't know, like a chronic illness or like anything, you know? Maybe because he uses his actual voice for the filter instead of putting one on like he is now. Oh my god, are we VTuber voice investigating Volgan? Is this his W fake voice?
Observational Log 49.0L.7 Full. Subject: SCP-49. Preface: SCP-49 was provided the corpse of a recently deceased bovine. SCP-49 expressed mild annoyance at the provision, though it accepted it nonetheless. Observation notes. SCP-49 spent several days operating on the bovine corpse, breaking only to dine on a requested dinner of thin crackers.
He eats? Damn, he eats.
Salted pork, and hard cheese. Beginning first by embalming the corpse, SCP-49 was observed producing a number of long syringes from its bag, each containing a different dark viscous fluid. SCP-49 described these fluids as essences of the humors, and elaborated by saying, the pestilence may bring about a systemic imbalance. In such case, before true healing can begin, one must find the humors in balance, or the body will reject the cure.
Is the humors a real thing? You know, is that a real thing? In the human body, or is bullshit that he makes up? Yo, Poon Slayer! Welcome, fellow Slayer! Welcome! It's a thing people used to believe. People really believed it. Okay, so it's all like old-timey. No, so I still think he probably was alive in the medieval times.
Over the next few days, SCP-49 spent a considerable amount of time adjusting the organs of the bovine corpse with a number of large metal instruments.
It's kind of like, it is kind of horror to have like a creature that has the medical understanding from 500 years ago, refuses to change his mind, and just like you can't really stop him because you die if you touch him. So he really just does whatever with the medical understanding from 500 years ago. Again, people, we used to do lobotomies.
8 days, SCP-49 produced a lightning rod, which Dr. Ham exchanged for an electric cattle prod attached to an extension cord, and struck the corpse in several locations.
He's doing Frankenstein
This action
now.
seemingly had the effect of reanimating the bovine, which once again
Frankenstein's cow.
became ambulatory, despite the inversion of the head and reorientation of its limbs. And this is a follow-up interview to the previous observation logs. Playing log now.
We've watched you work for several weeks now, and honestly, I'm not sure I understand what you're doing. Could you describe your
If you leave blood to sit in a thin cylinder, it will separate in 4 layers, and those were seen as the humors.
process in detail?
Oh, goodness no. The process is most intensive. As I said to your assistant, the best instruction you will find about my methods are here in my journals, as I have kept exhaustive records of my work there.
Oh, I see. Well, my concern, Doctor, is that we still don't understand what you're seeking to cure, or how it manifests, or how turning these creatures into quasi-living, mindless drones helps in that effort.
You do not understand the pestilence, even after all this time. Doctor, it is an unspeakable horror, one that has shown its true face many times before.
He's vague posting!
And will again. I find myself blessed with the wisdom and good senses needed to root it out and destroy it.
So basically, his answer is, the pestilence is whatever I think is the pestilence. El Bozo, I'm the only one that can tell. If I say you have the pestilence, you have it.
But many, like yourself, cannot. It is a cruel judgment, I fear, to be at the mercy of a disease you cannot fully comprehend.
That still doesn't answer my question. How's your cure any kind of cure at all?
It is a cure.
Do not rage bait the entity, man. You know, this applies to Twitch streams as well. Do not rage bait the entity.
You may laugh at my efforts if you please, but do not besmirch the good name of scientific progress that has developed this great mercy. What you short-sightedly see here is a life better than any this creature could have hoped for. Stricken as it was with the pestilence, this creature is now clean.
So I assume to him the only true cure is death, but then he has to solve the fact that they're dead after. You know, this is my new game theory. He just like, he thinks this pestilence is uncurable, there's nothing he can do to cure it, so he's not working to cure the pestilence. He's working to bring them back to life after he quote-unquote cures them, aka kills them. You know, that's kind of what this implies to me, that like, really, he's just like, well, the only way to be purified is to be killed, and then the second best thing is to try to bring you back to life. So then once they start walking, you're like, well, he's walking around and he doesn't have the pestilence anymore, so I did it. GG's. And maybe he is trying. Maybe he is trying to get... Because even when he's talking, he's like... He realizes it's not perfect the way he's making them, but like he's making advancements. So maybe his end goal really is to kill the people that he sees as having the pestilence and then bring them back to life like perfectly. Like full thought... exactly as they were.
Able to spread the pestilence and free from the terror it would have experienced otherwise.
This is hardly a creature at all, Doctor.
It's not even not jape with me, sir. You and your colleagues are like so many others, unable to look past minor setbacks to see the salvation taking place before your very eyes. Do you wait to remove rotten timbers until the whole collapses on top of you? No. You find them and you pull them out and replace them with those untouched by rot. And most of all, you do not simply mock the structure because it now looks different to you. It is strong. It is free of disease.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to agitate you. I'm just trying to understand.
Yes.
Chad SCP-49 versus Beta Dr. Ham. Also, yeah, I feel his perfectly might be the issue if he could ever bring them back. Yeah, I feel like he would probably put their limbs backwards a little bit.
Well, do mind your words in the future, Doctor. I am a professional, but even professionals may feel the bite of pride in dealing with criticism of their masterpiece.
Yeah, that's me when you guys backseat me while I'm drawing on stream.
I will forgive this as an act of good faith between colleagues.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that will be all. Another test subject on the usual schedule. You know my preference of
No,
subjects
he says schedule. No, he just lost like one aura.
with more human anatomies.
Attending researchers note, SCP-49 does seem to genuinely want to help other humans, though it has not yet been able to provide a concrete example of what exactly it is trying to save us all from. I have watched it now for several weeks, and while the outcomes do not seem to ever change, SCP-49 continues to claim that it is growing closer to its perfect cure. I think the entity may be more aware of the reality of these outcomes than it would like us to think. Addendum 49.3 April 16, 2017 Incident. Starting shortly after SCP-49's initial containment, Dr. Ham conducted a number of interviews with the subject regarding its anomalous properties, and over time began to note its displeasure with its subjects and SCP-49-2 instances. This continued for a period of several months, during which SCP-49 never exhibited any aggressive behaviors.
I think he got tired of not having humans, man. I think he got tired of of not having humans as subjects.
On April 16, 2017, as Dr. Ham was entering SCP-49's test chamber to conduct another routine interview, the entity began to grow anxious and asked Dr. Ham if he was feeling well. Following protocol, Dr. Ham reminded SCP-49 that the interview was required, after which the entity became hostile and attacked Dr. Ham, killing him.
Wait, go back. Wait. I disassociated for a second.
Ham reminded SCP-49 in interview, the entity began to grow anxious and asked Dr. Ham if he was feeling well. Following
Oh god, he started beginning to think that Dr. Ham has the pestilence. Oh god!
protocol, Dr. Ham reminded SCP-49 that the interview was required, after which the entity became hostile and attacked Dr. Ham, killing him.
Damn.
Due to a lapse in security protocol and because Dr. Ham did not activate the in-chamber emergency system, Dr. Ham's corpse was not discovered until 3 hours later, by which point SCP-49 had converted it
Damn, it only took him 3 hours. It only took him 3 hours, dude. That's crazy. Jingle keys, focus preview. Okay, I have a reason why I got dissociated, and it's a valid reason. Actually, wait, I gotta send a message about this, actually. Okay, 1 second, sorry. Okay, let's play the video.
to an instance of SCP-49-2. In the aftermath of this incident, SCP-49 was interviewed by Dr. Theron Sherman. Playing log, now.
I need you to explain yourself. SCP-049, you are being directed.
So, how do the SCPs, the ones how do the SCPs with brains feel about being called SCPs? Don't they find it a bit like I don't know if he has a name, but like don't they feel it a bit demeaning to be called SCP-049? Sorry, I'm so sorry, chat. sorry, it's important. Okay, let's go. Sorry. It was something I had to deal with. Okay, there we go. It's dead. No, I had to send a message. I'm sorry.
To explain your actions. And I will remind you that failure to cooperate will result in
just creates
further
more
restrictions
suspense.
during your containment.
You know, I'm just making more suspense.
My actions do not need to be explained.
You killed Raymond Ham, and then butchered him until he...
Not dead. No, not dead.
See, he doesn't want to kill them, but the only way he sees to cure them is to kill them.
He is.
And then he tries to bring them back, but obviously he can't do that at all.
He is cured.
Cured? Cured of what?
The pestilence, sir. I had thought you, at least, would realize what luck it is. I detected it before.
What pestilence? You keep going on and on about
Don't raise radiantity, man. Don't you ever raise radiantity.
this pestilence, but you have not once been able to properly identify this disease. What could you have possibly seen in him today that you had not seen so many times before? That it would be worth his life?
The pestilence presents and progresses in unforeseeable fashions, and has a queer way of...
A what? Has a what?
Of creeping into the unprepared. And... call it what you want, Doctor. It was a mercy I did to him. He is cured.
He is a vegetable.
Yeah, I feel like their first problem was actually trying to reason with the SCP. You know, like genuinely, I think they should realize that these things are dangerous creatures, and the fact that they tried to they even tried to get him to explain themselves and expecting that he will be reasonable is kind of a Federation L, or wait, what are the Foundation? Sorry, too much QSMP.
I would not expect you to understand. You and your ilk have proven time and time again not to be men of science, but men of emotion.
You really said facts don't care about your feelings. Ain't no way. Debate Lord SCP-049, bruh.
You cannot appreciate the horrors I've seen. Those many millions who have succumbed to the pestilence and been changed.
Your cure cost Ray his life.
No, good sir, I have saved it. You would allow this world to slip back into the despair of disease and death, ignoring that I have created a miracle.
I really wouldn't, you know, I get that you're mad that he killed your doctor boss, but I really wouldn't be yelling at the creature that can kill me with one touch of its hand.
What disease? What pestilence? He was a healthy man. He was a good doctor.
I'm offering it freely to the afflicted. You are not worth this argument, sir. You are short-sighted and foolish. Dr. Ham was sick, and I cured him. I am the only one who can do this. My work must continue. There is still so much to learn, so much.
I've had enough of this.
And
Consider your allowances
can be saved.
revoked.
Even you.
Welcome to Containment, 049.
Might be saved.
We're done here.
I can save them all. I can cast down this plague once and for all. I can do this. Only me. I saved him. I saved him. Dr. Ham. I cured
He
him.
fell for the rage bait.
He was sick. I know he was sick. I know he was. And you are all sick, but I can save you. I can save all of you because I am the cure.
Damn.
Addendum 49.4 Post-Incident Report Interview. The following interview is an excerpt from the April 16, 2017 49 Incident Report. The interview was conducted by Dr. Elijah Itkin and took place 3 weeks after the start of the initial investigation. Playing now.
SCP-049?
We are conducting this interview to close out our investigation of your actions taken on April 16th that resulted in the death of a staff member. Do you have any comments to make? Only that I look forward to the day when you will allow me to resume my work. I have spent the last few weeks...
So yeah, so they didn't give him any more things. They put him in containment, I think. They contained him.
...compiling my notes and constructing a new theory for how the pestilence was able to infect someone in such an insidious manner that I nearly couldn't detect it. Have you experienced any remorse for your actions? For the death of Dr. Ham? Ah, yes. Well, the death of a colleague is always regrettable. But in the face of the pestilence, we must be swift, Doctor, and act without hesitation. Dr. Sherman noted in his report that you seemed to be mournful during your initial interview.
He did seem to be mournful a little bit.
Perhaps. I had not thought that. It is lamentable that a fellow doctor became infected. But the work continues. Regrettable as it was, Dr. Ham's death provided important insight. Living human subjects are the only way to proceed forward, I am decided. My cure is of little use on dead flesh, and I have gleaned all I can from your generous supply of corpses. My desires...
So is the Federation gonna, A, contain the dangerous guy, or B, be curious of what he's gonna do and provide him an endless supply of living human subjects? Let's see!
Turn towards tending to those still living who suffer from the disease. I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed.
Oh.
Oh, Doctor. I wouldn't be so sure.
Hey, yo!
Okay. I think that about does it for today. Thank you all for listening, if indeed you still are, and you're all dismissed.
You're
Goodbye.
leaving me here? Wait!
Hi everyone. So before...
Wait, that's crazy! Oh my god, I'm always left with too many questions. I want everything answered. Is it so bad to want everything answered, bro? Is that so bad? Well, that's cool though. That's cool. He's hot.